Hi everybody, it's Dan and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're doing another Sailor Moon themed dessert and making a Sailor Mars inspired cake. TikTok has been loving my Sailor Moon inspired cakes. This moist and fluffy melt in your mouth chocolate cake recipe is wrapped in a creamy, dreamy, and light vanilla buttercream that comes together so easily. Add some simple fondant techniques, hand-painted white chocolate decorations, and a little bit of candy, you will be able to capture all things Sailor Mars in one delicious cake. I'll be sure to throw a link to the recipe down below in the description, where I'll share all my tips and tricks so you can make your own Sailor Moon themed delicious dessert. And stay tuned at the end of the video for more information about the KitchenAid stand mixer giveaway. Plus, if you're new in my kitchen and you love all things Sailor Moon, don't forget to subscribe down below and turn on the bell so you don't miss out every time I post a new video. Now let's go ahead, preheat your oven to 350 degrees and get started on the chocolate cake that we're going to be transforming into one delicious Sailor Moon themed dessert. Our first step is going to be to grab a mixing bowl and add in 3 cups of flour, a half cup of cocoa powder, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of salt, and 2 2/3 cups of white granulated sugar. Then we'll just go in with a hand whisk and really just whisk all these dry ingredients together until they are nice and combined. Once your dry ingredients are all whisked together, scoot those to the side, grab yourself another mixing bowl, and begin adding in your wet ingredients. So first up, let's add in a half cup of sour cream, 1 cup buttermilk at room temperature, 3 large eggs at room temperature, 1.5 cups of fresh brewed coffee, 3/4 cup of vegetable oil, and 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Now let's just blend those together with our hand mixer, or you can use your hand whisk, until all these ingredients are fully incorporated together. Now with our wet ingredients all blended together, let's add those right into the dry ingredients and whisk them to combine. If you're using a hand mixer, mix these on a nice low speed. If you're using your hand whisk, don't go too crazy or too, gotta mix this up. Just a nice gentle whisk until your cake batter is just combined. Then we'll just add the batter evenly into our prepared cake pans, pop them in the oven, and let them bake for a good 40 minutes or until your cake tester comes out clean. So our cakes have baked, they've cooled, I've leveled and halved. Now it's time to fill each layer with our delicious vanilla buttercream. Now you can fill your Sailor Moon cakes with just about anything you'd like. If you're just adding a layer of buttercream between your cake layers, your frosting can have a thinner consistency and hold together just fine. I tend to add about a half cup of frosting between my 6-inch cake layers and spread it into an even layer. You want to be sure it's nice and level. One of the keys to a cake that doesn't wobble is those nice even layers. Continue to add your next layers of cake. I like to use a cake lifter for thinner cake layers to make sure they don't break apart. Once your cake layers are filled and stacked, it's going to be time to cover with even more vanilla buttercream. Once you've stacked and filled all your cake layers, your cake should look something just like mine here. You'll notice there's a fair amount of frosting hanging over the sides. I use this frosting to spread around the outside and top of my cake to create the crumb coat. The crumb coat is a thin layer of frosting on the outside of a cake that holds in the crumbs so they won't mix into your final layer of frosting. You can always add frosting to the cake for the crumb coat, but I find that having the frosting in the filling layers already spread out to the edges actually helps eliminate any potential air bubbles, which can get caught in the frosting and work their way out, giving your cake a very unlovely, kind of pimply look. Once you have your crumb coat, you are ready to frost your cake. If needed though, you can always refrigerate your cake prior to frosting it. Once your cakes have been filled and stacked with that vanilla buttercream, you're ready to cover with even more delicious frosting. So to get started from here, you'll want your piping bag filled with buttercream. Starting from the bottom of your cake, pipe your buttercream around the edge, trying to keep even pressure on the bag so that the layer of frosting is even. You will have multiple layers of piped buttercream here, depending on the height of your cake. The top layer needs to stick above the edge of the cake though. This will be important later for smoothing the top edges corners of your cake. When you're done applying the icing to the sides of the cake, it's time to smooth it over. This is where the icing smoother comes in. Place it against the side of your cake. You want to hold it straight up and down, as straight as possible. Hold your icing smoother in the same place and use your other hand to turn the cake turntable. Continue to turn the turntable, scraping the icing off the smoother occasionally so that there isn't too much buildup. I clean off my smoother regularly, and when I scrape the excess buttercream off of it, I usually also wipe it with a paper towel so that there isn't anything left on there that will mess up the buttercream once I place it back on the side of the cake. To do the edges, you can use the icing smoother or an offset spatula. The spatula should be about a 45-degree angle. Pull the icing in towards the middle of the cake, making the corner level with the top of the cake. After your cake has chilled and set in the fridge for a quick 5 minutes, it's going to be time to start with some simple fondant decorations. Begin to roll your fondant. I prefer to roll my fondant out on a silicone mat ever so lightly dusted with powdered sugar. You'll need to roll 2-inch tall strips about 16 inches long. Lightly brush with a tiny amount of water and wrap the bottom of your cake with a fondant collar. You'll take your second fondant collar with the peekaboo triangle cut out for the top of the cake and follow those same steps. Now let's move on to our simple fondant bow that's going to sit right in front of our Sailor Moon cake to really bring that outfit together. So we're going to take more of our fondant and roll it out on a lightly dusted surface. Then, using a bow template, which you can find in the recipe link below, we're going to cut out 4 bow pieces in total here, 2 for the right and 2 for the left. So when we put them together, we get one nice bow. Once you have those cut out, simply pull away the remaining fondant and store for another cake. Now to get our fondant bow on the front of our cake, let's brush the back of each bow piece before gently pressing into our cake. Starting with the back of the bow first, to give dimension, we're going to gently press it into our cake, then add our top bow piece over that. To finish up the simple fondant bow, we just follow those same steps for the opposite side. Now to wrap up our bow, we're going to add a fondant circle cutout and press that gently on top and in the middle of our bow to give our Sailor Scout cake a nice little brooch. With our simple fondant decorations all taken care of, now it's going to be time to start on our white chocolate decoration. Now what I did here was outline a temple of Sailor Mars's arrow and transferred it to a piece of parchment paper. And you can find that template in the recipe link below in the description. For this white chocolate decoration, our first step is going to carefully take our melted white chocolate in a piping bag and slowly pipe the outline for a white chocolate cake decoration. And I say carefully because it can still be a little too warm here. Once you have that outline, you can just fill it in with more melted white chocolate where needed. Now, just like with using royal icing, we're going to push our melted white chocolate to the edges and make sure we get full coverage here. You can either do this with a small skewer, a knife, a spoon, or a lollipop stick. Whatever you do, just don't use your fingers because the melted chocolate could still be very, very warm. After you're done piping your white chocolate, just set it aside and let it cool and harden for a quick 10 to 15 minutes. Once your white chocolate has set and hardened, it's going to be time to paint. So grab your luster dust, grab your paintbrush, and let's really add a little bit of sparkle to the Sailor Moon inspired cake. For our white chocolate Mars Arrow, we're going to use some sparkly red luster dust. If you're not familiar with luster dust, it's a type of decorating powder used in cake and candy decorating to add some color and sparkle to any of your desserts. Now, not all luster dust are edible, so make sure if you're purchasing some, your bottle reads edible. To use luster dust, you can easily just brush it onto molten chocolate, drips for your cake, and fondant. Now I love an intense saturated color when it comes to baking and decorating, so I like to mix my luster dust with a couple of drops of vodka or lemon extract, though I tend to lean towards vodka because honestly it lets me paint my luster dust with a nice consistency and dry super quick for a gorgeous saturated color. Once you're all done painting with your luster dust, allow your white chocolate cake decoration to dry for a quick minute or two. Once that luster dust has set and dried on your white chocolate, it's going to be time to add on all the finishing touches to our Sailor Moon themed, inspired, delicious, oh so good cake. For the top of our cake, let's pipe on dollops of vanilla buttercream. Usually I would make a batch of buttercream colored to match our Sailor Scout's hair, but since I'm out of black cocoa powder, we're just going to use simple vanilla buttercream today. After we pipe on some buttercream, we're going to take our hand-painted white chocolate Sailor Mars arrow and gently place it on top of our cake. Now to bring it all together, since Sailor Mars is all about those fire attacks, we're going to finish up by taking some rock candy and pressing them into the top of our cake through every other dollop of buttercream. After you're done decorating, you are all set to enjoy your Sailor Mars inspired delicious chocolate cake. Well, thank you all for stopping by. I had so much fun sharing my love for all things Sailor Moon and showing you how to make your own Sailor Moon inspired cake. If you're a fan of all things Sailor Moon and all things chocolate cake, why not give this video a thumbs up? Really helps me out, lets me know I'm baking up recipes you all like, you enjoy, and you want to see more of. And if you want even more delicious nerdy themed desserts, definitely be sure to subscribe down below and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out every time I post a new video. Like all things Sailor Moon, I love it so much, I can't say it enough, and I have so many different dessert ideas and I really want to make them all. So if you're a fan, let me know in those comments and give this video a thumbs up. Plus, I still have 19 KitchenAids and mixer to give away. So if you haven't already, be sure to enter down below with the link. Once you enter the giveaway, you'll have 19 chances to win and lots of ways to enter. Lastly, don't forget, if you make your own Sailor Moon themed dessert, definitely give a tag on Instagram and let me see what you're baking up in your kitchen. Alrighty, where I'm gonna go, I'm gonna grab a slice of our cake, I'm gonna watch some Sailor Moon, enjoy the day, enjoy the weather, all that good stuff. I hope you all get to do the same. And as always, I'll see you all in the next video very soon. Bye!